All right, another episode of Paisans and Pylons coming at you, soothing your ears. Today, no Vinny. So what we're doing, we're going to break it down baseball, what we're at so far. I don't even think, what are we, quarter? No, I don't even think we're a quarter into the season, but we're going to break down baseball. Yet. What we see so far, three things that have surprised us, and we could break down our favorite team, the Mets, as they seems to struggle, you know? So I'll start us off here. I'm so happy baseball's back. You know, with fans, it's awesome. At this recording today, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, Yankees just played the Astros in the Bronx, and it was great to hear the Astros get booed. Especially since I can't stand the Yankees, but it almost, like the Astros might have stole at least a World Series appearance from them. I don't say World Series victory because they still had to play the Dodgers, but they stole an appearance from them for sure, in my opinion. Altuve knew, and you know what's so telling about that, when Altuve hits a home run in Game 6, and you see Chapman's face, you know what I mean? Like he's dude,
he knew something was up.
Yeah, it's like Chapman's like, no one has hit that all year, and you hit it. You know what I mean? So it was great to hear the expletives at the Astros last night. Even if I was in attendance, I would have been doing the same thing because I can't stand the Astros, and they will forever. I don't care, as long as we live, I will raise my kids as to never respect that franchise for cheating. And that's just how it's going to be forever. I hope Altuve does not make it into the Hall of Fame. I hope all his players, and there's an asterisk forever. That being said, one of my biggest surprises from that division itself has to be the Seattle Mariners. Now, when we discussed our preseason rankings here, we both said if the Mariners would be good, their players would have to hit, and the pitching would have to, somewhat fend for themselves. They have gotten the hitting. Not to mention, Kyle Lewis didn't even start the year, right? Guys like Dylan Moore, Evan White, Haniger's back and better than ever. This is 2017 Mitch Haniger. And the pitching has been ridiculous. Their bullpen, they have one of the best bullpens in baseball. Justin Dunn's in there. Rafael Montero is closing games. What is going on over there in Seattle, Chris?
Oh, yeah. All the young guys are contributing. Like you said, great pitching. Some former Mets contributing there.
Yeah.
So, it's great to see them, thriving and succeeding earlier than we predicted. Because I said like 2023 they would win the division. So maybe that could happen this year. I don't know.
If it wasn't for the Astros going on a 12-game winning streak, whatever it was, they would be in first place because they're only 2 games behind the Athletics. We're at 19 wins. They're at 17. But we have seen this before by the Mariners. 2019, they were the best team at one point after 2 weeks into the season. Domingo Santana clubbing over there, Kyle Seager playing hot. So but then they had Felix Hernandez, older Felix Hernandez. They had better pitching and they had names there. Now, which is Kyle Lewis, Mitch Haniger, maybe they bring up Clinic. I don't know, but I don't know. This Mariners team looks like it could be here to stay. I wouldn't say that they're going to win the division. Might not even make a playoff appearance. But if you're a Seattle Mariners fan, you got to feel great about what the team's doing on the field, the product they're putting out.
Oh yeah, 100%. But like you said, they've done this before. They've been good like the first half of the year, then they kind of fizzle out. So the biggest thing is keeping this momentum going throughout the year, and hopefully they could get a playoff spot.
Absolutely, it'd be really great to see new teams in the playoffs. I really like seeing that kind of stuff. I'm a little disappointed the way the Astros are playing. I can't stand the Astros. The way that Angels are playing. Because Mike Trout is batting .400 and they have a losing record, So
it's crazy.
I'm kind of upset. I traded him in fantasy, but hindsight's 2020. But
I'm enjoying that.
It's just another Astros year. They're gonna lose again. Seems like, and Mike Trout's just gonna be in the abyss. A world is gonna he's gonna go to the Hall of Fame and not have anything to show for it.
To continue on the Angels, Ohtani has been incredible too. He's been hitting.
He's hitting,
and he's hitting, and he's pitching great too. So,
and they need his pitching because their pitching. Quintana is getting shelled. Alex Cobb's been shaky. Andrew Heaney might be the best pitcher they have right now. But the guys they brought in, Dylan Bundy, Cobb, and Quintana, are just not doing what they want. I think Quintana's got like a 10 ERA. He's not pitching well. Not pitching well at all.
Yeah, but they have 2 superstars now, and they're still not winning. So I don't know what else they can do there in Anaheim to help Trout out, because it's not working.
Yeah. Well,
just start over and just trade him and just rebuild.
Well, it doesn't help that they have Justin Upton and Albert Pujols taking up basically Albert Pujols, Trout, and Upton, and now you throw in Rendon. Those are 4 guys that are making almost $1 billion.
Yeah,
and then that's what happens. Win. Yeah, Fletcher's a good player. Dave Fletcher's a good player. He's going to get paid. He's going to have to get paid, and they're going to be suction cupped. And Jared Walsh, a good player too. These guys are going to have to get paid eventually. And I just don't know, are they going to have the capital for it? And they'll never be able to get – I truly believe they will never be able to have great pitching the way they're tied right now. Even though Pujols is leaving, they're tied to Rendon and Trout. And you just can't bring in a solid pitcher with the bankroll those 2 guys have.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's virtually impossible to do that. So you're going to have to try to either get rid of one of Trout and Rendon to try to clear up the space, or try to get creative with the analytics and bring in maybe do a Moneyball type thing like the A's did, and bring in these cheap guys to help them out.
Well, talking about that, my second thing that surprised me, we'll jump back to you in a second here. The pitching staff of the San Francisco Giants. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Talk about analytics. Aron Sanchez, who hasn't pitched since 2018, 2019. He's awesome. He's pitching great. Then you have not Kendall Graveman. Is it Kendall Graveman? No, I think it's not Kendall Graveman. But I'll pull him up in a second. Their pitching staff is right now, if I'm not mistaken, is the best in baseball. The best in baseball. And it has propelled them to a number 1, leading that division. And the Dodgers look like they're a little bit struggling right now. And the Padres are, they're playing well, but they lost to the Dodgers, so.
Yeah, so.
But what's your take on what's going on over here?
No, definitely a very surprising team. I think we had them, 4 coming in maybe third
I had them one of the
division.
One of the worst. Well, I thought they were going to be one of the worst teams in baseball this year. Kevin Gausman was one thing. Like Anthony DeSclafani, they took him on a flyer. The Reds said, "We don't want you anymore," and he's pitching lights out. When Cueto has been healthy, he's been dynamite. And same thing with Gausman. They just put him on the DL, actually, IL today. But Gausman's been pitching lights out too. And Jake McGee comes out of the bullpen. And, they have a solid pitching staff.
Yep.
And Alex Wood just transformed his career. Guy who looked like he was in the dumps.
Yeah, just it's amazing right now what they're doing. But again, like the Mariners, can they sustain this momentum and do it the whole year? My guess is probably not, because of the Dodgers and Padres. They're probably going to catch it.
I don't think the Giants have played the Padres yet, or the Dodgers. So
I don't think so.
I don't think they have either. I don't have their schedules in front of me. Not to mention the Giants lineup is very streaky. The Brandon Belt is a streaky hitter. Brandon Crawford usually hits Mendoza line every year, right? Yep. Evan Longoria is 40 walking out into the field. Buster Posey is the only sure thing there. Even Yastrzemski, hits a little under 300. You got Donovan Solano, who I don't know. I didn't think this guy played baseball anymore and then he comes in 2020 and he hits 300. So I don't know what they're doing over there in the Bay, but it's working.
Yep, it's all clicking. So we'll see. But like we said before, once they play the Dodgers and Padres, then that's the real competition. We'll see if they can match up there.
See if they can match 100%.
So we'll see.
All right, what do you got?
My surprising things. The first thing is the Orioles and Matt Harvey. Harvey is back.
God, I watched when he pitched against the Yankees. He had 6 innings of 1-run baseball. He looked like he was 2014 Matt Harvey. It was awesome to watch when he was, because I can't watch the Orioles games, but when I saw his pitch, I threw on yes. That's the only time I watched the Yankees.
Yeah. And I think he's on track to pitch against the Mets, I think, next week when they play.
No way, really?
Yeah, I think if everything goes well this weekend, like he doesn't get hurt or anything, I think he's going to pitch against the Mets, and that's going to be a great homecoming for him. I hope that the fans cheer for him because he did a
I
great
would cheer
job with the
for him.
Mets. Yeah,
I
it
would cheer
wasn't
for
his
him.
fault that he got hurt. All that stuff happened, but
No,
he
and
kind of brought the Mets back.
The injury he has or had that they remove a rib. I don't know the name of the surgery he had, but they remove a rib, and the same surgery happened to Chris Archer. Now, Chris Archer has not been anything of what he used to be in his rookie and sophomore year. And I could not believe when the Pirates gave up their entire future for fucking Chris Archer. I was mind blown. And then the Rays get him back. And he had the same thing where you can't feel your fingers, your tips of your fingers when you pitch. And you need that to grip the ball. And Chris Archer is now out he's done for the year. He's gonna have surgery again. But that's I'm glad Harvey got that feel back because you might not get the feel back, and you can't throw anything. You just throw fastballs. When you have that thing. He pitched to a 4.0 ERA this year so far in 31 innings. And for an Orioles team that's very playing average to what we thought they would be.
Yep.
You can't beat that.
No.
Can't beat that.
He's been great for them, and just for his sake, I hope he continues it because he deserves that success.
Yeah.
And maybe one day he'll get that contract that he always wanted. That $100 million.
Yeah, he's not going to get the $100 million contract. I'll put my life savings on that one. But it's good to see because when he left the Mets, he was he sucked in Cincinnati. He couldn't even make the Royals opening day roster, right? Then he goes to Anaheim and stunk over there too. And he comes over to Baltimore, and he's able to stay healthy and pitch. Maybe one thing that he's done that changed up is he's just throwing for contact. He's not looking for strikeouts anymore.
Yeah, he evolved. He's changing his game. To
he's changing his game.
His new pitching style. So it's
because
great to see him evolve.
If you throw too hard and you're trying to get strikeouts, you're just going to leave balls over the plate and you're just going to walk people, and then you get thrown out of games. And if you're trying to throw too hard,
it makes you work harder. And that's something he probably doesn't want to do. He just wants to, get contact and get outs. And that's the main purpose of a pitcher, just to get the outs you can.
Absolutely. And the AL East is pretty, it's pretty competitive, just like the NL East is right now. But we can hop on that in a second here.
What do you have? I'll go right into it. I'm going to say the NL East is definitely not living up to expectations.
No, right, so that's our second surprise here. But what you could say is they're not living up to expectations, or they're playing as to what we thought, because we all said that this was going to be the most competitive division. Now, the Mets have played the Phillies in three series already so far. I think every game has been decided by a run, two runs or one run.
It's been very close.
The last game, if it wasn't for Diaz blowing it, would have been the only game that was decided by a run. It's the Phillies are in first place, and the Red Sox are in first place in their respective division in the AL.
So everything we said is flipped now. We said
flipped.
that the Red Sox are going to be one of the worst teams, and the Phillies one of the worst teams, but now they're on top. So it's crazy right now.
Yeah, and the Yankees started off so slow, but they finally caught their groove. I still wouldn't say they're back yet because they did sweep the Tigers, who are probably the worst baseball team I've ever seen put together this year.
I agree.
So you're supposed to sweep that team, and they did. I'm not all in on Corey Kluber yet because he pitched 7 innings of shutout ball against the Tigers, like we just said. And not to mention Jose Urena, that last game where Kluber pitched, he went up against him. He retired 16 straight Yankees. So, they're not there yet. All right. And, I'm putting it out there right now. I'm not saying, I said they're going to win this division, win 100 games. They might have won 100 games at the way they're at right now. But they said they should still win the division, but it is still concerning that Jose Urena and the Detroit Tigers retired the rest of the game. After Kyle Higashioka hit that one run, which is awesome too, because Gary Sanchez is an absolute bum, and it just shows you the work ethic that it seems this guy doesn't have. They get better at the game.
Crazy stuff happening right now, but I think the Yankees will get it together.
The bullpen's there. Aroldis Chapman is still one of the best closers in the game, and they're going to get Luke Voit back, who led the league in homers last year. They just need to they got to do something with Aaron Hicks. He's just not it. He's never been it. I don't know why they're so infatuated with Aaron Hicks. He has a decent arm. The guy never bats over 250. I think he batted 263 once. The guy never bats over 250. He doesn't hit 30 homers. He doesn't steal bases. So what do you need him for?
I guess maybe for his glove.
You put Clint Frazier in. Yeah, but he's not hitting. You know what I mean? You put Clint Frazier in center. You put Brett Gardner in left, Judge in right, and that's already a better outfield than what they got right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so
I'm not a Yankee fan, so I hope Cash doesn't hear that because he might take my advice. We should be GMs at this point.
Yeah, we know what we're doing.
I bet that guy Dominguez is probably better than Aaron Hicks right now. The kid they got in the minors.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, he's probably better than him.
Oh God, yeah, he's horrible.
But let's see. I gave 2, right?
Yeah, we're rolling off. The Yankees and the Red Sox and whatnot.
All right, my third biggest surprise is I'm going to say Francisco Lindor and his slump.
Oh God, the guy can't hit right now. It's sad to watch.
Crazy.
And
then they fired Chili Davis and the assistant hitting coach.
And I think that move is concerning as a fan because, actually, not even a fan. It's concerning as Luis Rojas better be ready to win games because if they leave St. Louis without winning 2 or 3, he might be the next guy to go. Steve Cohen, this feels like Michael Kay said it best. It seems like that move was Steinbrenner-esque, and if you don't put production out there, you're gone, and he'll find somebody else to get production.
No, but that's what you have to do. You can't be just sitting around and doing nothing about it. If you see a problem, you have to address it. You know what I mean? This is a playoff caliber team. They have to perform.
But the one thing about the Mets though is Lindor wasn't hitting. Chili Davis transformed JD Davis as a hitter. JD Davis is consistently batting over 300 the 3 years he's been here with the Mets. And Pete Alonso is hitting well, 59 homers. The 50 home run season. Conforto's batting 280, 260. He got him out of that horrid slump he had in 2016.
Yep.
And they hit it 17 hits the 2 nights previously of Chili Davis getting fired. And they hit in the night he got fired against St. Louis. They had 9 hits?
Yeah, on 5 runs. Yeah.
I think he got fired because he paid Lindor all this money and he's not hitting. That's where I think it was. Because you can't trade Lindor. You can't cut Lindor. So he's like, all right, I'm going to fire this guy. Maybe somebody else can get Lindor to hit. And I hope this doesn't have, trickling effects to the rest of the team because it seemed that everybody liked Chili Davis.
Yep.
And the hitting coaches that they had there, and prompted the Donnie Diesel. Because once the Mets started hitting, they started to have some fun because they knew they weren't hitting, and you could see in their faces. But once they started hitting, they were having some fun, and hopefully players don't go into slumps because of what happened.
Yeah, but I 100% agree that it definitely has to do with Lindor and his production. Yeah. So I guess the message that Chili Davis was preaching to Lindor, I guess he wasn't getting it. So maybe a new voice would help him out. Yeah, but like you said. Hopefully it doesn't trickle down to the rest of the team because I think Alonso started crying at his locker when he found out that Chili Davis got fired.
Yeah, because he's only known Chili Davis. Chili Davis has been teaching him forever. Yeah,
so he's been heating up too lately. So hopefully.
Oh yeah, he's seeing the ball well. Yeah, so hopefully whoever the guy they brought in now is an analytical guy. I can't tell you his name. His name is just like the Eagles coach. I think
it's like Quackenberry or
I will never remember his name. I will always remember Chili Davis' name, just like I know Eric Thames is the Yankees hitting coach. It's a simple name. They've been there forever. You can remember stuff like that. This guy, I probably will never remember. But I am very concerned with the Mets right now. And why I'm concerned is that even though they've played about 4 or 5 games less than the rest of the league, minus the Nationals, 4 games less than that, they have scored 76 runs. Now, that is the lowest in baseball. Even the Detroit Tigers have scored more runs with 86. So, and the Detroit Tigers have 8 wins. So the Mets have scrubbed up 11 wins on 76 runs is concerning. That's concerning to me. The Nationals have 88 runs and they have a 12-13 record.
Yeah. But the thing with that is the Mets are getting guys on base. They're just not bringing them in.
Right.
So
and then I bringing them in, and that's concerning.
yeah,
It's just going to stay on forever because if you're not going to win, you're not winning games with a run differential under 20. It's just not going to happen.
No.
Right now they're at under 13.
I mean, if they start hitting with runners in scoring position, obviously that number is going to go up, and they're going to score more runs. So I think the biggest factor is getting guys on and getting them in.
Yeah, that's why the injury to JD Davis is monumental to this team right now. But Jonathan VR has been probably the best signing I've witnessed in a while, besides the trade for Juan Uribe. That because he's like the kind of player that brings light to the locker room and he has fun while he's on the field. And his base running, his baseball IQ
ridiculous.
Is better than anybody else's I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, when he stole home the other day, that was crazy. He caught them sleeping and he stole a run. And we needed that run.
Steals a run, and then he stole third base the other night. You see that against the Cardinals? He made his way all the way to third base. We couldn't bring him in, but it just when you see that kind of movement and that that kind of play, it just makes you more. You feel better that this guy's on your team, and he led the league of stolen bases. 2017, 2016. He swiped 56 bag, I think, for the Brewers. This guy, this guy could play. He's fast. He's a little bit older, but he can hit. He can play. Because I'm still concerned about Nimmo. Have you watched Nimmo's at bats lately? Even though he's injured, the guy's late on everything. He got off to a hot start, but he's been god awful. And
but he had that streak where he was on base for like the first 20 games.
No, I know. And he had the streak, but ever since then he's been. The last 2 weeks he's batted 182 with an OBP of .33. So he was getting on base at an average pace, but the guy is hitting 182. He's either walking or he's getting a single.
Yeah,
which
is good. I mean, he's getting on base, but you have to produce more. And then I like that now McNeil's the leadoff hitter. I think he's.
Oh yeah, well Lindor's leading off tonight, right?
I didn't see that, but yeah, he might be. Hopefully that gets him going. But I like Nimmo as a leadoff hitter because he gets on base. But I think McNeil gets more contact in the leadoff spot. It's give or take with either of them batting first. But it helps that Nimmo's hurt now because you don't have that problem. You could bat either Lindor or McNeil first. But we'll see what happens going forward during the rest of the year.
And another thing to think about is, do we think after we see Chili Davis get fired, whatchamacallit, I think maybe the Mets might make a trade earlier than the trade deadline.
I can see that.
Right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't like the inconsistent play, and this division is going to get tough, and someone in this division is going to get a big player. We don't know who it's going to be. Yeah. Because as of right now, there are 3 teams in play, and it's not. And I'm not even counting the Braves yet. The Braves bullpen starting pitching has been absolutely dreadful this year. It's been borderline garbage. Okay,
definitely.
But they get Soroka back, but they lose Melanson. Now Melanson's closing games out for the Padres at a almost Houston Street-esque rate right now. The guy's pitching lights out baseball.
Yeah, he's like 10 for 10 in save opportunity.
Yeah, he's got I think he's got a sub-1 ERA. That guy's nuts.
Yeah.
But someone, so there's 3 teams in play right now. The Phillies are in first, you got the Nats, and you got the Mets. Someone's going to get somebody, and then you still get the Braves coming up the pipeline. So I don't know. Who knows?
Who is that guy that they get?
I couldn't tell you because it seems like every team but the Tigers are in contention for their division right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone's in play still.
Yeah, but I think it's still very early to.
It's still very
to determine who's in contention, who's not. So I don't see a move like. I can see it before the deadline, but not relatively soon. You know what I mean?
The Mets are going to make a move for a hitter, and then I can get a pitcher. We have the pitching we need. Hopefully DeGrom stays healthy, but David Peterson's been what we hoped for. I'm scratching my head why Yamamoto has not been inserted in the staff, and Lucchese's still there. Lucchese has shown he cannot pitch.
No.
I would say he just can't get out of the 4th inning, 3rd inning every time he plays. I think he's better suited for the bullpen. But Peterson's good. Stroman's been playing really well in a contract year. Hopefully DeGrom's injury is nothing serious. You have Syndergaard coming back soon. Carrasco should be back in 2 weeks. And you throw in Yamamoto as a floater. And I think if Yamamoto pitches well and everyone else pitches well, we don't need anything. And our bullpen's been great. minus Diaz. Our bullpen's been awesome.
Yep.
Miguel Castro has been like the deal of thank God whatchamacallit made that move before we fired him. Agent loser, fucking
Brody Van Wagner.
Brody. That's the best move he made. That and him and JD Davis have been the greatest thing he's done for this franchise.
Yeah, but the thing with Castro is, I think they might be using him too much now. I think
because they're leaning on him. They're leaning on him. I like May has been good ever since opening day. He's bounced back. He's settled in. They brought up Sean Reed Foley, he's okay at best.
Great.
He's been great.
He's been great in long relief.
But
he had 3 innings.
Yeah, Familia has been okay so far. I haven't seen much from him. Diaz, you can't do back-to-back. I don't understand why Rojas thinks he could do back-to-back with Diaz. Also, he's bringing him in a non-safe situation. I just don't understand. The guy can't handle pressure. Okay? If he can't handle an 8-3 lead, you think this guy can handle a 2-1 on a back-to-back? No. So what are we doing? But he did pit. I will say this. Minus the one blown save, or not blown save, but minus the one hiccup in Chicago, which I can't fault him for that because that stupid rule of runners start on second base. He had pitched decent.
Yeah.
So
he was pretty good up until that point.
Yeah, you can't use him back to back. You can't use him back to back, and Rojas needs to know that. As a fan, I know that since we've traded for the guy.
Yeah, but if they want him to be the guy, he has to be good in those situations.
But you can't. I have more faith in Castro and Trevor May closing games out than Diaz right now. And May was a closer for 1 year in Minnesota.
Yeah, he was. So, they have options there, but you have to keep putting him in those situations in order for him to get used to it so he could get better.
And I guess that's what Rojas is thinking. But, at some point, the Phillies almost won that game. If it wasn't for the inches that saved us from that game.
Yeah, Hoskins needed one more push-up, to get that over the wall.
Hoskins has to keep eating fucking protein, and maybe he would have got that ball over the plate or over the fence. Lager.
We have Lugo coming back soon, right? He should be back.
Yeah, Lugo should be back.
So maybe he could start closing games when he comes back instead of Diaz.
We're definitely going to make a move. Maybe one of the Giants, if the Giants fall out, maybe one of the Giants or the Giants know that they're not going to be able to win their division. Maybe they just make a move almost like what the Yankees did, and then by next year they're going to be in play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Get what they can because all those guys are on 1 year flyer. I think from maybe Alex Coughlin a 2-year deal. Cueto's on his final year of his deal. Whatchamacallit's on his last year, his year. Gosman, and so is Desclafani was a 1 year flyer for $6 million. So if those guys are pitching great, you move them to a contender now and get the great value you can for them.
Yep, definitely, 100% agree. So we'll see what happens, but I just don't know who the Mets would want, who they try to target.
No,
to help them at this moment. So going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
I think, to be honest, I think the Mets make a move for an outfielder. I don't know who it's going to be, but I still don't know what the infatuation is with Nimmo. I still don't like Nimmo, even though he gets on base. And
he's been pretty good defensively too this year. He made a nice catch.
That's it. But Almore has outflashed him in the outfield. Same with Pilar. Pilar's playing really well.
Yep.
But we just need some. I think we could just use someone else off the bench. I think we could use like what Castellanos brought to the Cubs that year. We could just use that.
We can actually use him. I think he's on a second year.
Oh, I would love Castellanos on this team. Oh man, bring me Castellanos.
That'd be good.
Dom Smith has been underperforming well. Yeah. We could go on with these with the Mets. We should have
the whole team.
Just have a show about the Mets. But what we'll do in closing here, I'll just close out my last surprise and see what you think here. I'm going to the AL Central here. I thought the Twins were going to be an absolute lock, even though it's still early on in the year. The Twins have been dreadful, and the Kansas City Royals are in first place. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. Very surprising with that.
I don't.
Obviously,
get it.
the Royals were kind of in contention because they traded for Benintendi. So. Maybe
they have Slugger Soler. They bring in Mike Minor. I'm just Danny Duffy's. We've been saying for years that Danny Duffy's good, and he's never shown it. This year he's pitching AL. He's good, like Cy Young stuff.
Yep.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So very surprising that the Twins have been trash lately.
Twins are dreadful. The Indians are playing better than the Twins.
Yep.
The Indians are playing over 500 baseball.
With How are Rosario and Jimenez doing there in Cleveland? I think they're doing pretty well, right?
I think, yeah, Jimenez is doing all right. I think they want Rosario out. The guy can't play defense.
So I think they moved to center field, right?
Yeah, he's playing. He's switching center field with I think with Oscar Mercado. I don't know who their starting center fielder is. But he's playing. He's switching time. He's not playing any infield. You know, they have Cesar Hernandez at second base. They have Jimenez playing short. J Ram at third. There's no room for him in the infield, so they're hoping he could catch win in center field. But I think he's doing well. He's doing well hitting wise, but he's just he's just not there yet for a center fielder. It comes with time.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe by this time next year, Rosario might be a starting center fielder for that team.
It's possible because I don't think they have any prospects, right, that could take his place. I know they have that guy Tyler Freeman at shortstop. He's coming up as a prospect.
Yeah, for the Indian, and they did send Andy Rosario. I know they had guys like Bradley Zimmer, but I don't know if those guys are still in the mix. He was on that World Series team, and they also had whatchamacallit. They let go of Tyler Naquin, which was surprising, and he's lining up in Cincinnati, or at least was. I'm not sure what he's at right now. And they had someone else that's escaping my mind. But they had guys, and I just don't know what's going on over there. Their farm system could be a little bit depleted because they wanted to win now. Is that where I think we lost Chris here. All right. Well, lost Chris through technical difficulties, but that's been Paisans and Pylons this week. I think next week we're gonna be breaking down the draft when Vinny's back in town. So catch you guys on next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video if you're watching this on YouTube, and follow the podcast wherever you're listening. Peace out and thanks.